I'm Chaka Khan, and I just want to say cheers. I'm sure it did surprise some people, pleasantly and some unpleasantly surprised. Everybody, of course, didn't know that aspect of me. However, I think that anybody that listened to my music from day one could see that I had some jazz influence. You came along. I've always loved jazz music. I was raised on it. Both my parents played jazz. My love of drums came from listening to Max Roach. Max Roach was my dad's favorite drummer. So we used to talk about the music when I was young. We only heard top 20 or top 10 music when we were at family gatherings with our cousins and things like that. We didn't really hear those a lot at the house. My grandmother introduced me to Billie Holiday because I was looking at an album cover of her and she looked so beautiful, Lady in Satin. And then she played the album for me and I heard this voice full of pain and I just heard so much suffering in her voice and that did it for me. And then my grandma told me that was her last album recorded and she recorded it, most of it on crutches. And for a kid, that just takes you to a whole world of like the things you can imagine in your, this woman on crutches, trying to sing. It just made it all theatrical for me. But as I grew up and my grandma told me more about her and I learned on my own about her and several other singers too, Sarah Vaughan, Bessie Smith, all these women, this is what I heard at home most of the time. For me, it wasn't that responding to me, it was that we were all doing this wonderful thing together. We were conveying a message in a different language. And that's how I felt. We all knew that language. Some of us wrote it down, others of us did not. But we were all speaking the same language. What's more beautiful than that? You have to have a certain head and a frame of mind, and your heart has to be in the right place. It's not about competition. It's about simply self-expression. And we all express ourselves differently. I get asked quite a few times, well, if you take these 5 singers, who do you think is the best singer? At first, I used to get a little insulted at that question. But now I get it, I understand. They don't get it. I said, this is not a competition. This is, I picked them all. They're the newest ones. They're the closest thing to angels on this planet. Which, well, like with any young person, you want to, even though we've often failed miserably, if your intent is to love and to offer them experiences that will enrich them, or every person who loves children or teaches children who wants to deal with kids are special people, because that's a big responsibility. Because these very little people may one day, they're one day gonna run this whole thing. Best that you get involved. Music is a much deeper form of communication than we give it credit for. I've seen and I've felt miraculous things happen because of music. And I've seen so much beautiful reaction from music. I've seen how music touches people in a way that nothing else does. I see it as an extremely high level of communication. And like when I say of the angels, I mean that. It is very close to everything beautiful. I'm ready to go.